I'll be around.
It's a lot bigger in here than I thought.
Isn't that amazing? Then you have to step up and over. So now you can see that you're getting to be a little bit crowded.
Now, can I sit on this?
If you think you can get that back out, you're welcome. I can bring sandwiches. If you can't get back out, we can just feed you each day. There's two handles, the elevator controls and the rudder controls. Everything is run by push run. And they all run by hand power, by arms.
Yeah, well.
There is a few other the landing gear. I'll show you that when you go up to the front.
Was it hydraulic?
The only hydraulics are the landing gear. Usually, visitors coming in the daytime above the head, and they're riding in a weekday.
I see. Yeah.
And on a weekday, I'm generally not working. I'm booking with the weekend because I was working the shop before.
Yeah.
So now when we're talking about the crash position, these are the main spars coming through here, and the rear gunner was supposed to sit up against that, with his back up against that, and his hands behind his head. The step, of course, wasn't there. So his crash position was supposedly like this, sitting like this.
Okay.
He didn't put his hands behind his head.
That's why you
So he got knocked out.
Yeah. Now, is this where the turret would have been?
Yes, you can see the ring on the ceiling. So right around you can see that ring.
Yeah.
That's where the upper turret was, and it would be again 4 guns, electric operated turret. And when and these are the main spars that run through the wings, and that's where this front spar is where the bullet hit that brought the aircraft down.
That's the door. Opens and closes. Okay.
Yeah, there's a door here.
So what would be in that fuselage when they're flying? It's just empty?
Sometimes they had pallets to drop along with the
Oh, okay.
the
The bombs or whatever?
the C-type supply canisters.
Okay.
So along with the canisters, they sometimes dropped pallets of supplies, and it was the job of the mid-upper gunner to push the pallets out through the
Okay.
drill hole. So this is navigation position coming up here on your.
This is the wireless.
Yeah, this is the wireless telegraphy.
So you have
And
a
there's
seat here item.
Oh, really? To do the wireless telegraphy.
I didn't know.
Fire suppression system, and
Okay, up here, yeah.
yeah, and there's a direction finding antenna too associated with the aircraft. Behind us up here.
Okay.
That nose, they had a heck of a time with that nose, getting that nose built, and they ended up trying 4 different companies before we finally found somebody who was able to do it. There was a constant electronic warfare situation happening throughout the entire war, and various devices that the Allies would come up with, the Germans would counter them.
Oh, okay.
And then various things that the Germans would come up, the British would counter. So throughout the war, there was always new things happening, and the Halifax ended up getting a lot of these research jobs. Mm-hmm. And so you would see them with all sorts of weird antennas sticking out of them.
Okay.
And part of it was Monica was used to detect the radar signal from German night fighters.
Okay.
They finally the ground crew had to remove it.
Yeah.
And it turns out there's a little propeller on the front of it that aims it, that arms it. And the propeller hadn't done enough turns to arm it, so it was actually okay. Like the same path again, so now we'll change our path. And so they went and did a successful second run. Third night he tried to finesse it again, and he guessed wrong, and they got decimated. Oh the hell! So he had to turn around and put the quarter inch on. So you got radio navigation. You've got astro navigation. So you take sightings. There's an astrodome back here.
Yeah.
You take sightings. And lists all the equipment that you see.
Okay. I'll pick up one of those.
And the fire extinguishers, carbon tetrachloride.
Okay.
What were we talking about? Should we put carbon tetrachloride in these? No, we're not doing that. Assess and approve before we could even use it.
Just because of what it was made up of, I guess.
Yeah, like the nitrite doping in the old days. Man, you wouldn't get rid of that now. So there were people inhaling this stuff. So this is the crash position here. And as you can see, you've got the main spar and the secondary spar. It comes right through the aircraft. So this would be the most safe part of the aircraft.
Yeah, so everyone but the pilot would be in here.
Yep. Yep. And there were several stories of pilots that hung on to the aircraft while crew got out.
Yeah.
Because if you read the manuals about how to get out, it says, you know, proceed to this and do that and do this. Well, that's nice. When you're sitting on the ground, you can do that. But when the aircraft is swinging around the air, trying to avoid being shot down, and what the spring does is provide the amount of pressure that you need for the oil. And so the hydraulics on the landing gear are 2,000-pound hydraulics. Nowadays, you're looking at 8,000-pound hydraulics on the fighter. So you can see it.
Wow.
Oh, God. There's actually a story behind that. I was working at the shop one day. I just a little piece of aluminum hanging down, and don't I freaking straighten my head along it?
No.
And just opened my freaking skull up like nobody's business. And I'm bleeding like a stuck pig, and they're going, "Oh, you gotta go to the hospital." I'm going, "No, we're not going to the hospital." It's not necessary. So there's where the rails would catch on.
I see. And you'd feed these down, or you just...
Yeah, the rails actually go down through that square, the rectangular hole.
And these whole boxes would... Oh, no.
These would be each box holds 250 rounds of ammunition.
Now, did somebody have to switch boxes, or...?
No, once you load them in and have the rails in place to pull the ends off, they self-feed.
Okay.
So this is the bomb bay here, and this is the drill hole here. So this is the...
Well, that's a big... Do they all have this?
Pardon?
Do they all have this?
No, all of the A types. I'll show you the difference between the A type and the B type.
And these were bomb doors too, right?
Yes. So each one of these had canisters in it the night of April the 23rd. So if you look at this model, the bomber has a half-height bolt and falling turret, 4 electric operated machine guns on the top, has